I mean, like, Teo is an elite fighter. He made him look very, very average in there. He won every round. The footwork, the punch selection, absolutely everything. I mean, he's a 4-division world.
Had no strategy.
Not at all.
And guys, humor me for a second
No
here.
tactics.
I think it'll be interesting. That, like you said, tactics. I want to talk about strategy. And I want to use chess to explain it, okay? There's a difference between strategy and tactics.
Second round, it was over. I went back to my corner. I told him, I said, I'm stronger than he is. And when I seen that, it just gave me more confidence. And it was.
Boxing Pros slams Teofimo Lopez after his robbery rant. Teofimo kept insisting that the judges and referee had conspired against him, claiming the fight was stolen. But anyone who saw it live knows the truth. Shakur controlled every round, punished him on every exchange, and exposed every weakness. Teofimo's excuses only made him look desperate and fragile, while fans and experts couldn't stop ridiculing his endless attempts to justify a performance that was outclassed from start to finish.
I really fancied he'd win the fight, and I was very convinced. But Teo, like I said, he's a great fighter, and it's just the way that he did it, the ease. You know, he's going into the 12th round. I said to Bud, he could do 40 rounds. You know, like that's what you get with dedication and the work ethic that Shakur has.
Chael Shannon slams Teofimo Lopez's fight tactics. Teofimo spent most of the fight running, desperately trying to create distance and avoid Shakur's firepower. Every attempt to step in backfired, leaving him exposed and out of control. He couldn't handle the pressure and kept retreating, making excuses for every missed punch. Fans and pros alike watched him crumble, proving that his robbery complaints were nothing more than a weak cover-up for being completely outclassed.
He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this athletic competition, and then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. I mean, he was fighting. Then it turns to where he can't stay away anymore, so now he's got to go.
Adeola Depot makes it painfully clear that Teofimo Lopez was completely outclassed. Teofimo entered the ring acting confident, but every move was met with precision counters from Shakur Stevenson. What he called a strategy was more like fumbling in the dark, barely landing a punch. Fans and experts alike watched him get dismantled round after round, and his later excuses about timing or previous opponents only made his defeat even more embarrassing.
That boy is brilliant. Understand who he beat. He beat Teofimo Lopez, who, yes, has had his issues. I think we see that against Cambosos and to an extent against Sandor Martin. But Teofimo Lopez was recognized by everyone as the best 140-pounder. Shakur Stevenson in his first fight in the division has gone to fight the best, and it's a shutout. It's a shutout. There wasn't a mark on him. Like, Teo barely landed a glove. And
Max Kellerman doesn't hold back as he dissects Teofimo Lopez's complete lack of strategy. Every move Teofimo tried was predictable, sloppy, and easily countered by Shakur Stevenson. Like a chess player who forgets the rules, Teofimo failed to control the center of the ring, leaving himself exposed round after round. His so-called tactics were more like desperate flails, giving everyone watching a perfect example of how excuses don't win fights.
There's a difference between strategy and tactics, okay? Let's start with chess. In chess, in the opening of the game, you must control the center of the board. Right. Okay, like if you place a knight in the center, it can hit 8 squares. In the corner, it can hit 2. But you have to fight for control of the center, because strategically, that's your strategy. Fight for control of the center, control the board. Now, tactics are like punches, okay?
Yes.
Tactics are, I do this, he does this, I do this, he does this, I land a punch, I get a pawn, I win a piece, okay? Those are.
Shakur fired back with no filter, exposing Teofimo's excuses as nothing but smoke and mirrors. Every leaked audio clip and conspiracy about referees or fixed matches couldn't hide the fact that Teofimo's best simply wasn't good enough. Round after round, Shakur dominated with ease, leaving fans and experts alike shaking their heads. Teofimo tried to rewrite the story, but the reality? He got dismantled, and all the whining in the world won't change that.
The beef is over. The beef is over.
We squashed it.
We squashed it.
Okay, man. God damn, so we done. But it was a hell of a night. Teo, he came and tried to do his best, but his best wasn't enough.
The Wade concept breaks it down brutally. Teofimo couldn't figure out a single way to get to Shakur. Every move he tried was blocked, stifled, or anticipated. The jab was like a wall, cutting off the ring, and even his footwork was a mess. Instead of stepping smartly, he kept walking into Shakur's trap. It was an orthodox versus southpaw masterclass, and Teofimo looked completely lost, proving that his so-called strategy was non-existent. Fans could see the panic, experts could see the gap, and Teofimo's excuses were nowhere near enough to cover this embarrassment.
He was having real trouble getting to Shakur Stevenson. He could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away or at least get head off center line if he wanted to throw his right hand. Instead, he was doing the opposite, and Shakur...
Keyshawn Davis couldn't hide his amazement backstage. Teofimo was getting picked apart like a rookie. Every round was controlled, every punch anticipated, and every attempt he made to fight back failed miserably. This wasn't even competitive. It was a showcase of Shakur's brilliance and Teofimo's lack of adjustments. While Teofimo cries about judges and unfair calls, fans and experts saw a complete outclassing. The reality? He got exposed, and calling it a robbery only makes him look smaller in the eyes of everyone watching. Shakur didn't just win, he humiliated, and now the boxing world is buzzing about what's next, leaving Teofimo's excuses in the dust.
Bro, I'm just going crazy, like, oh, he beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Teo up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
Man, he called out Conor Ben. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, I ain't tripping. Let's do it.
Adeola Depot doesn't sugarcoat it. Teofimo's strength couldn't save him. Shakur bullied him at every turn, outboxing him front and back, landing clean shots while Teofimo tripped over his own feet. The combinations, the counters, the sheer intelligence of Shakur made Teofimo's efforts look amateurish. This wasn't just a loss, it was a demolition. Every plan Teofimo had fell apart, leaving him exposed and giving critics even more fuel to question his ability to compete at the top level.
He was a big, strong guy, and Shakur just bullied him. Outboxed him on the back foot, outboxed him on the front foot. Every time Teo came in and kind of tripped himself, going over his front foot, the punches and bunches and just the single shots were just beautiful from Shakur Stevenson.
Timothy Bradley Jr. made it clear. Shakur's precision and timing left Teofimo scrambling. Every attempt Teofimo made to mount offense was instantly countered, leaving him exposed and frustrated. He couldn't outthink, outmaneuver, or even land clean punches. Shakur dictated the pace, forcing Teofimo into panic mode by round after round. Fans and pros alike watched helplessly as Teofimo's excuses about judges or referees fell flat. The narrative of a robbery collapses under this level of dominance, making it painfully obvious who truly controlled the ring.
Power, Shakur hits hard enough. You don't. But if he stayed consistent on Teo's ass, because what we say, Teo, right? We gonna make him answer some questions, right? That's what we gonna do. Shakur gonna make him ask some questions. Like, he gonna have to answer quickly because he can't outthink Shakur, right? Yeah, out of position, bam, got catch. Shoot his jab, bam, got hit again. Right hand, bam. Everything he did, he got countered. Everything he did, he got countered.
Bomac highlighted Shakur's mental edge, and it's brutal for Teofimo. The young fighter's boxing IQ was unmatched once Shakur focused. There was no escaping his strategy. Teofimo's claims of unfair treatment crumble under the spotlight of Shakur's brilliance. This wasn't just a physical loss, it was a chess match where Teofimo was outmaneuvered at every step. Experts can't stop talking about how even the best planned excuses can't cover up being completely outclassed by someone operating on a different level.
You future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. He heard his father say in the corner, what happened to your fast hands? That didn't work, man.
Claressa Shields couldn't hide her awe at Shakur's mastery, and it only emphasizes Teofimo's failure. The jab, bodywork, and tactical brilliance tore through any illusion of competitiveness. Teofimo looked lost, failing to adjust or even land meaningful shots. While he rants about robbery and referee bias, the fight tape tells a brutal story. He was dominated from start to finish. Fans watching saw Shakur's controlled violence, leaving Teofimo's complaint sounding hollow and desperate.
Me, I know boxing. and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body. And we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Daniel Jacobs laid it out. Shakur delivered a clinic, and Teofimo's excuses can't hide the truth. Every jab, every combination exposed the gap in skill, strategy, and execution. Teofimo's so-called grit meant nothing against Shakur's superior talent. It wasn't close. It was a masterclass in precision and control. Critics and fans alike can't take Teofimo's robbery claims seriously. He wasn't cheated. He was simply outclassed in every measurable way. And tonight, the boxing world witnessed the gap between hype and reality.
Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight.
Eddie Hearn summed it up perfectly. Shakur didn't just win, he dominated. His punches landed with authority, his jab was surgical, and his footwork made Teofimo look like he was chasing shadows. Timing, conditioning, and intelligence all came together in a perfect storm that Teofimo couldn't navigate. While Teofimo blames judges or referees, the footage tells the truth. Shakur controlled every second, every angle, and every exchange. It wasn't just a physical display, it was a mental demolition. Fans and analysts alike couldn't help but see Teofimo scrambling, outclassed, and making excuses. Tonight, Shakur reminded everyone why he's a complete fighter, while Teofimo's claims of being robbed only highlight his inability to handle a fight he was clearly outmatched in.
Shakur looked strong, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point, his footwork was incredible, it's his timing, it's his fitness. He's a complete...
Coach Wally's excitement is contagious because this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Shakur solidified his legacy in a way that left no room for debate. Every jab, every counter, every movement showed a fighter in total control, while Teofimo looked lost and frustrated. His excuses about being robbed or dealing with unfair refereeing crumble when you watch the ring intelligence and precision Shakur displayed. This wasn't luck, it was preparation meeting genius in motion. Teofimo might talk about power and strategy, but Coach Wally's observations make it clear. He was simply outclassed at every level, outworked and mentally outmatched, making his complaints sound weak against Shakur's undeniable dominance.
Oh man, I'm very excited. I said this was another legacy fight for him, and he got a chance to, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Bruce Carrington broke it down. Shakur made it look easy, and Teofimo's inability to maintain position or adapt was painfully obvious. Every time Teofimo tried to step in, he left himself open, doubled his right hand at the wrong moment, and fell into predictable patterns. Shakur's reflexes and countering turned Teofimo's attempts into opportunities for domination. Fans watching could see how out of control Teofimo was. His excuses about referees or robbery were meaningless against the reality of Shakur's skill. From round one, it was clear who was in charge. Teofimo's poor execution and lack of adaptability made him an easy target, and Carrington's analysis perfectly exposes the embarrassment of his performance.
And he made it easy. I was saying, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. That's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur would have got the dub.
Teofimo Sr. tried to defend his son, but his comments only amplified the humiliation. He admitted that Teofimo didn't execute the game plan, failed to find his rhythm, and couldn't stop Shakur from doing what he does best. Every fan watching saw the reality. His best effort was easily dismantled round after round. The networks, experts, and pros alike had no choice but to highlight how outclassed Teofimo was. Shakur wasn't just winning, he was schooling a former champion, leaving no room for excuses. Teofimo's father's rambling only underscores the frustration of seeing a fighter who once had hype completely powerless and dominated in front of the world.
His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning, you know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there, you know. I think probably the networks and
Teofimo Sr.'s shock was palpable, and honestly, so was everyone else's. The power, precision, and execution Teofimo was supposed to bring were nowhere to be seen. Every plan, every strategy he and his team had laid out crumbled under Shakur's relentless assault. The fight tape doesn't lie. Teofimo lacked the tools to compete, and his father's disbelief only highlights the magnitude of his failure. While he looks for excuses in timing, referees, or external factors, the truth is simple. Shakur's dominance left Teofimo powerless, scrambling, and humiliated. Experts, fans, and pros alike couldn't help but watch as the supposed star of the fight was completely dismantled, exposing the gap between hype and reality.
It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there. His power was not there. I was in shock, man.
After watching Shakur systematically dismantle Teofimo, it's clear this wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass. Every jab, every counter, every movement was calculated, precise, and relentless. Teofimo's excuses about being robbed or blaming referees feel hollow when you see how outclassed he was. Experts and fans alike are calling it. Teofimo's mental game cracked before the fight even ended. Shakur didn't just dominate physically, he owned the ring strategically, showing why he's one of the smartest and most complete fighters in the division. If Teofimo wants redemption, he has to stop whining, fix his approach, and prove he can hang with the best. So, are you backing Shakur's brilliance, or do you think Teofimo can shock the world next time? Drop your thoughts in the comments.